Let's move on to this now. EFF leader Julius Malema is leading an election campaign at the Apex Sports Complex in Apel outside Jane Furse in Limpopo. Malema is on a 3-day electioneering campaign in the province ahead of next month's local government elections. He has thus far met with the party's councilor candidates from the Vhembe, Mopani and Sekhukhune districts. Pimani, Baloyi and Cameraman Hulisani, Livhebe are in Apel. Pimani, thank you so much for your time. So how have, the campaigning for the EFF gone today?
Yes, as you can see behind me, as you rightly explained, we're at Apel, outside Jane Furse in Limpopo, where EFF leader Julius Malema has just arrived at this sports complex, where he's expected to address hundreds of party supporters as part of his 3-day campaign in the province. We saw Malema starting his campaign yesterday at Madombicha in Vhembe, where he communicated with the party's councilor candidates who are in the Vhembe region, and later on that evening he went to Mopani district in Linyenye, where he also had another session with the party's councilor candidates in the Mopani district. And then this morning Mr. Malema started his campaign in the Dubatse area, which is part of the Sekhukhune district. He's later expected to move to Livhebe today, where he will be meeting councilor candidates from the Capricorn district, and later on tomorrow he'll be moving to the Waterberg district, where he'll be visiting areas such as Tabazimbi, Bilabila and Mopani. Right now where we are at, it's a busy stadium. It's loud with music. EFF party members, geared up to campaign and ensure that the party wins the elections. But to speak more, before we move to the podium where Mr. Malema is expected to address these party supporters, I have my colleague here, Mr. Chibase, to speak to us more about this campaign. Mr. Chibase, Malema is here. He's been here since yesterday. What can we anticipate? This is the first community engagement that he's taking on. What can we anticipate?
Our viewers would remember that this is a mining district. Where we are now, we are surrounded by the mines, and this has been one of the toughest points that Mr. Malema has been advocating for the past 7 years, 8 years, when EFF was started. That the area is rich of minerals, but people remain poor. If you move around here, people don't have jobs. The infrastructure is lacking around here, but the area is full of the mines. So we expect that he will talk much about the land issue, about the mines, the nationalizations of the mine. As I indicated, he has been very vocal about it. When we're moving around the village here, when we're talking with members of the EFF, most of them were talking about the issue of water. We have the Hope Dam here. We have Flag Bushelo Dam here, which we are told are full. But people remain poor. They don't have water. They're always thirsty. So those are some of the things that water and the mining and land that we think he will talk much about.
Thank you so much, Chibase. As you heard from my colleague, Rusani Chibase, these are some of the issues that community members who have braved the scorching sun to come here to participate here are hoping Mr. Malema will speak about when he addresses them. But for now, we are taking it back to you in studio.
All right, thank you so much for that, Pimani. So, of course, our reporters across the country